Greetings everyone, it's me, GigaLem, and today I'm doing a little state of the channel, or rather just a little update. This is something I'm going to talk about every now and again, talk about what's been going on, what do I plan for the future until the very next one. And while I do so, I might as well play a demo or a game that I feel like playing until then. Right now you're seeing the latest version of the FP2 demo, which is the version that was released probably 2 years ago at this point. Ugh. Yikes, time does go by. Anyway, for this, I'll be talking about stuff that I have plans for in the future. As you know, I've been really busy and I haven't gotten the chance to do certain things, and some things may take longer because while I have been able to adjust to a controller setup for Grapple Rena, my biggest issue is that recently my Xbox One controller had a bumper come right off. Like, my right bumper fell off. And now I can't really play the game with that, because I'm not sure if I could map to the trigger. Then again, I haven't really tried. So until then, we are going to play this. I'm going to be talking about a few topics and go over what's been going on with me, what will I be doing next, and yeah. Anyway, since we're here, I'm going to be playing with these characters and talking about what to do next for the channel. So, of course I'm going to have to go with hard. So let's bring up the first topic. Grapple Rena's extra videos. As you know, there have been two big quality of life updates to Grapple Rena, and one of them has added another collectible to the game. That being the supposed cassette tapes, and I will be doing an extra video on that. Another quality of life thing they've added is a boss rush mode, where you fight all the game's bosses, the bosses from start to finish, with only very few life pickups. If you remember the arenas from Kirby Superstar and beyond, I'm pretty sure it's probably older than that, and again, I could be wrong. Oops. I'm not really intending this to be like a good demo speedrun, because I played this demo way too much, and I really wish I had more levels to play with this. But this is something I'm gonna want to do for the first time on camera. And on top of that, there was also a color changer added, which is something I wish was added back into Freedom Plant 1, because porting the game ended up causing bugs with it, and unfortunately that meant it had to be culled for the time being. And personally, I wish there was a way to add it back. Sometimes I wish Freedom Plant 1 was made with Game Maker instead of Click Team. But I digress. But yeah, the Grapple Rena extra videos is something I want to do in the future. And I think the cassette tapes would be a perfect place to start. Now for the boss arena, I'm a little bit intimidated by that, because as you may know, I kinda dread the arenas in Kirby games, because it feels like something unnecessary to do, because it's just like, great, I have to do this just for 100%, and it's just like, personally, it only makes me more annoyed when it comes to playing Kirby games, because it's just like, it's one of those things that I want to 100% it, but it takes me too long and I get too tired of playing the game that it kind of demotivates me from revisiting the game. It's the reason why I haven't, like, revisited Star Allies yet, and I really need to because of another update that released last year. But, yeah. And, yes, there are some achievements for, being the boss rush without, like, either not taking damage or healing once, and I'm not really gonna go for all the achievements in Grapple Force Rena. I find Grapple Force Rena a pretty solid game, but nothing I would, like, try to go for all the achievements, because some of the achievements would drive me mad. Who next? Let's choose a cat. But definitely the achievements for Grapple Force Rena would indeed drive me insane, because there are some that are just like, I'm not sure how to approach, because I still have to try to beat the Archmage without taking hit. Because the last one I got was, I think the Arc Dethroned, where you had to traverse through the glitchy mess without taking a hit. But yeah, that's something I will indeed do soon. Alright. Next on my list is the... Alright. My next Let's Play. Now, I've asked a few friends. I couldn't decide what my next Let's Play would be. So, with what little audience I have, I can't really exactly rely on the algorithm being in my favor. Then again, what else is new? So I decided to ask a few friends in the Lemmings forum to decide my next Let's Play. The results are 3 votes for... The results are 1 vote each for Insane Aquarium and Marble It Up, with 3 votes going to Plants vs. Zombies. Which means, most likely, Plants vs. Zombies is my next Let's Play. It is a game I'm pretty much familiar with and thinking of how to handle it. Personally, I'm thinking of handling it where, like, I cover the main game first, but worry about doing the mini games, like, after extended hiatus, so I can have, like, a time to cover other stuff. It'd be like if I decided to cover Ricochet Lost Worlds and have a little hiatus before covering Lost Worlds Recharged. Which is something I'll do when I visit the Ricochet series in the future. And speaking of Ricochet, unfortunately, that was the one game that did not get any votes, which is a shame because those are really good games. They're very good breakout clones, and something you should definitely try to find some way to play one of these days. Yeah. Let's Play number 2 will definitely be Plants vs. Zombies. Game of the Year edition, since I do have a copy of that. Gifted by Colorful Artie. If you're watching this, Artie, thank you very much. Yeah. While it's not exactly the next topic, since it relates to Let's Playing, I figured I should probably cover this next instead of the other thing. As of recently, from what I've heard, Shovel Knight King of Cards got delayed because the game needed some more fine-tuning and perfection and whatnot. So, to add to that, the game doesn't have a set-in-stone release date. So, which would mean that I'm gonna talk about Let's Plays I've considered adding to the poll, but didn't out of good reasons. Like, this stuff I would cover in the future, but I wouldn't want to cover them, like, exactly right then now. So, I was thinking of, like, one of my Let's Plays I was thinking of doing is Shovel Knight's, Shovel of Hope. Which, like, I've heard many, like, I remember when Shovel Knight was just the talk of the town, also, ow. And no one would shut up about it. Like, people treated it like it was the greatest thing ever, and I was worried that was just all hyped up. But when I finally got to play the game for myself, and like, I want to say like 2017. I can't remember when I first played the game. Like, I was a late adopter. A friend gifted me the game so I can actually try it out for myself. And, I was, really shocked to see how, polished this game was, really was. Because most 8-bit adaptation games were either, like, I Want to Be the Guy clones, or stuff that just, like, feel like 8-bit just for nostalgia, and there's nothing more to it. What really got me to adopt, indie games was, Freedom Planet because of the Sonic Drought of 2014, and Freedom Planet felt like the refreshing kick where it's just like at its base it's like a Sonic clone, and then like it was given all the bells and given like lots of bells and whistles to make it something absolutely beautiful. Easily one of my favorite games, and one of the few games I've actually like 100%ed on Steam. I'm not kidding. I actually did 100% the game. That was the first time I did that. And, yeah. But Shovel Knight is definitely going to be Let's Play number 3. I'm considering doing that as my 3rd Let's Play because I figured since it's going to be a good while before King of Cards has a proper release date, at least it gives me an open excuse to cover Shovel Knight at a good time. And, like, because I would have covered it, like, the reason why I didn't add it to the polls because I thought, like, I wanted to do, like, a blind run of King of Cards, and, considering I was already a fan of, say, Spectre of Torment, it was only a matter of time that that King of Cards would come to fruition, and I'm so glad that that King of Cards is looking really good. Easily one of the biggest Shovel Knight games to date. And as such, I would definitely want to like do that as another one of my blind runs. And on top of that, for blind runs, another blind run I want to do is the Messenger, since when I first saw that, it looked like what would be the Shovel Knight edition of Ninja Gaiden. I've never played the Ninja Gaiden game, but maybe this would be my first exposure to that. But the Messenger is something I want to save for a blind run of my own. It's something I want to share with you guys, and it's something I'm definitely looking forward to doing. But the reason why I'm not going to cover that now is because I don't want 2 blind runs right after another. And speaking of 2 things right after another, the other Let's Play I've considered doing for the channel is the prequel to, of course, Freedom Planet 2, being Freedom Planet 1, and I was going to do it as Lilac. And the reason why I'm not going to jump to Freedom Planet right away is because, well, I just covered a Galaxy Trail game. Technically Galaxy Trail published, but still Galaxy Trail nonetheless. And I wanted to give some time before I jump into another Galaxy Trail game, and I would love to go into more detail because Freedom Planet, I still love to death, it's still one of those games I just love going back to from time to time. And hit this freaking ceiling. And of course I'll be playing as Lilac because I think her story has the most, well, meat out of all of it. And I will talk about my thoughts on the story of the game. And I'm gonna say this right now. I think the story's underrated. I think the story gets an unfair, bad rap, in my honest opinion. Like, it's not one of the best stories out there, trust me. But remember, you could do worse. Spark the Electric Jester. I apologize to those who like Spark the Electric Jester. But more power to you if you like Spark. I personally don't like it. But back on topic. I will talk about why I love the story. Why I love the story of the game, and feel that I think needs more appreciation because it does have its moments. It's like it's like how the Pokemon Black and White anime just keeps getting a bad rap because of its big glaring issues, but people forget the amazing moments that it had. May I remind you that in the Black and White anime, Alder, champion of Unova, flips over a GigaLem. I'm not kidding. In the episode Ash meets the champion, a raging GigaLem is thrashing through the town, and the one thing that Alder does is freaking flips it over like a table. And it's just like, say what you will about Pokemon Black and White's anime, it had some moments. As for other Let's Plays I've considered doing, one of the last ones that came to mind is essentially, let me think. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. One of the few reasons why I haven't covered it is because, personally, part of me wants to just cover Sonic Adventure 1 first, and I've never played Sonic Adventure 1 fully, at all. I know what the game is like. The game is what, 20 years old at this point? Came out, in 1998, which is freaking scary. But, if I wanted to cover one of my favorite Sonic games, yes, I like Sonic Adventure 2 a lot. I feel like it'd be fitting that I cover the first Sonic Adventure game, and unfortunately, it'd probably be the more part about it, Steam release. Because I don't exactly have, say, the PC release from 2004. And I sure as hell do not have a capture card from, for a capture card that will let me catch it. Nope, no Dazzle, no Hot Pog, and definitely no memory cards that let me record the GameCube version. And if you're thinking I'd be covering it on a freaking GameCube emulator, you're cute because I don't think my computer can handle Dolphin. There's certain limits I have with my computer. So I have to make my Let's Plays very modest. Bah! And I'm not sure how good Dreamcast emulation could be because, the only Dreamcast emulator I saw was something a friend tried, and needless to say, Sonic's eyes weren't where they should be, or more specifically, his pupils. If I could explain, it's almost like Sonic was an exorcist. And there's your nightmare fuel for tonight, people. But, yeah. It's the reason, it's one of the few reasons I probably won't cover Sonic Adventure 2 for the time being. And if I wanted to cover another Sonic game, I'd probably want to do a marathon Let's Play where I cover all of them. All of them in a marathon, and end it with Sonic Mania. And it'd probably just be the normal Sonic Mania playthrough because that's going to segue to my next topic. I was busy video editing this past month. Aside from SRB2 stuff, which I'll talk about in a little bit, Sonic Mania, Sonic Mania's Encore mode, I was editing for melting pot. I was finishing editing with that, and considering I now have, considering I have Vegas Pro 15, like since it was my best way of making sure Grapple Force Rena was rendered in its best quality instead of just 30 frames per second all the time. Looking at you, movie maker. I was able to have the highest quality edits for Sonic Mania, plus its Encore mode. And if I am going to do Sonic Mania's Encore mode, or I am, it's probably not going to be during, during, say, during the marathon, because I will share my thoughts about the Encore mode playthrough whenever whenever I get to recording that in Melting Pot commentaries. If you want to see the RAWs uncommented on, I do have an extra channel for that. If you check my recommended channels, at the very bottom you'll see a channel called GigaLem's Extra, which is where I would show a playlist of my previous and future playthroughs. It's one. If you're wondering why I'm not gonna cover a Mila Let's Play for Freedom Planet, it's because I'm already going to do that for Melting Pot, and I'm probably only going to cover some of the only extra stuff that are in Mila and Carol's playthroughs and such. And yes, since that covers the Let's Playing side of it, I guess I'll cover another thing, my Lemmings projects, specifically Mila's. Let's start with that first. Since I'm gonna be talking about Mila's, I might as well play as my favorite puppy, Mila. I'm thinking of getting back to Mila soon, and I will cover a few more things on why I haven't gotten back to Mila's much sooner. I usually like to take breaks from developing my major projects, say my Mila's packs, around December, to develop a much smaller holiday pack. And I do want to get Festival Mila's, I want to make a more tweaked version of Festival Mila's soon. Or rather, the current 2018 build of it. I barely released it on right on New Year's Eve, and I want to try getting it. Getting more on-time holiday releases. A friend of mine said that we should probably start development somewhere in September, so we can have more time to make the tile sets and whatnot, and such. As for Mila's development, I still want to do some of the things and get some help with the the reevaluation of the freaking puppy rank, the first proper rank in the game, and I do have to redo the tutorial rank again since text messages. By text messages, I mean text that are in the level to tell you what to do didn't work. So I'm going to need another idea on how to handle the puppy rank. And I just need a good idea. On top of that, I was thinking of polishing up my early 2016 levels. Since this game is entering its third and hopefully last year of development, or rather, this level pack, I mean. It hopefully should mean that that I can get to other things relatively soon. Usually, like after New Year, I would like to do more side projects as just to get back into the swing of things. And it usually takes me a good bit and some motivation to get back into a project. Like over the last summer, I was able to get Millas over to the new format, and I'm still pretty proud of that. As for other Lemmings side projects, I've been getting back to the Sega Master System sets, and I'm on the last one, which is ironically the one for the first level you see in Lemmings, which is the Dirt set. And the reason why I haven't jumped on that sooner is because, one, I've been busy with SRB2Kart stuff, as well as just the tile set just not being very friendly to translate to freaking Lemmings. As far as I'm aware, rough tile sets are among the hardest to work with, and I had to get some outside help with. The Dirt set, and the Dirt set should be releasing sometime in the near future. I am working on the objects right now. I have started on them. Like, I do have the exit made. I don't need to do much with the hatch and the water, since it's just simple copy and pasting from the Sega set from the Master System version. And aside from all that, among what other Lemmings things I want to do, something I really want to do in the future is get back to the Lemmings Plus redesigns. Probably the last Lemmings Plus redesign, since I would be doing Lemmings Plus 3. But that's just something I want to do in sometime in the far future or something like that. Hopefully not too far, because yeah. But I do want to get some more Lemmings stuff done, because I do have some work to do with Millas and getting that game released, or level pack. I mean to say level pack, because it's technically not really a standalone game. It's part of something, and I do want to polish it up a little bit and try to get it released sometime in the future. Sure, because the game is surprisingly very far into its development, and to see it have grown from time to time and go through many stages, like transferring computers, transferring formats and whatnot. That kind of stuff is pretty hard. I can't thank the people in the Lemmings forum and my friends enough for helping me with the project. It's gone from just I was just gonna make a simple Dragon Valley tile set, and then I just decided to just go all the way. But yeah. As for one of the last things I'll need to talk about, now one of the things I've also been busy with is making racers for SRB2Kart. As you know, SRB2Kart is a big mod for Sonic Robo Blast 2, which takes the existing SRB2 engine, or the Doom Legacy engine if we have to be technical here. I could be wrong on what it is, but it takes that engine and puts it in and makes it a classic kart racer. I've been making I was making a couple of racers for SRB2Kart. My recent releases are the poppers from Poppin' Music, and they're based on their Poppin' Music 2 designs. I'm gonna have to tell you now that Crash is still in the works. We do have We do have his CTR car being redesigned so it fits more with the size of the SRB2 standard cart, and hopefully work on Crash would like start sometime in the future. I will say that as for me working on SRB2 stuff, I'm going to want to take a short little break, but when I come back, there's like a cart I'm working on, and I'll probably elaborate on that in the future because if you are in the Kart Crew Discord, you can join their Discord by going to the SRB2 modding forums or whatever the forums are. They'll have a link on the SRB2Kart releases page and such. As for such, on Zwat's streaming page, he usually hosts like SRB2Kart stuff on Fridays. I'll post the times in the description, and I'll post a link to his page, but that's only if it's okay with him. And as such, yeah. Anyways, well, I guess that's all I really have to say. If you want to hear me ramble on or say random things or whatnot, or just want to have a bunch of cute stuff in your timeline, if you have a Twitter, you can follow me there. If you're asking me to get a Facebook, I'm not into Facebook, so sadly, you can't really follow me on Facebook, so yeah. Anyways, I've been GigaLem, yeah. I'll see you guys for whenever I do either the Grapple Force Rena videos or for my next Let's Play, which is Plants vs. Zombies Game of the Year Edition. Until then, I bid you guys adieu.